Thanks for joining Scott's Rad Travel Talks. I'm your host, Scott Radisi. Joining me today is Maria Tilton, franchise owner of Cruise Planners American Express Travel. Maria, it's so great to have you join me. How are you?
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that you contacted me. I mean, really, look, can I complain right now?
I
How do
know.
I not share this with everybody?
Exactly. You've got a great opportunity to share where you are right now. But first, I'm going to make you wait a little bit. You got to tell me about you. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your business.
Okay, so I have been a Cruise Planners American Express travel franchisee owner now 10 years. I started April of 2010.
Okay.
I became a top selling agent within my first year, and I just loved it. I mean, my passion was just travel and sell travel, and I just wanted it all. And I did as much as I could in that time, and it was just, it was my calling. It really, basically, that's what it was. I love the company, I love everything about it, and I love to travel. So
Isn't there
that's
something about that when they say find something you love and you never work a day in your life? It sounds like you hit that goal.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I had two careers prior to this. I was a hairdresser outside of high school, and I liked it. I did it for 12 years and decided that if I wasn't going to be a business owner, I really didn't want to, I didn't want to move forward with it. And I went to school and actually became a site super for a builder in my area, and I built houses for 13 years. I was a site super, GC, and loved it. Loved the challenges, and then from there, I built myself up to where I can have my own business and do my dream come true, which is obviously travel.
Absolutely. That is awesome. So speaking of travel, I don't think you are in your hometown right now.
No.
The travel world, the world is starting to open back up, right? Here we are chatting in the midst of a pandemic. We want to
Yes.
mention that. And you've gotten yourself out there to go see
I
what
was
the
doing.
world has in store. So tell us about where you are.
So right now I am in Cap Cana. I am in Punta Cana. I am in the Cap Cana section. I am staying at Secrets Cap Cana, and I can't even tell you what this has done for my sanity.
Oh,
I mean, all of us obviously have been shut down for 4 months, especially me being from New Jersey, New York area. We have been quarantined, I mean, solid 4 months. And I already had this vacation planned with my husband for March, and we had to cancel it like everybody else, and then move it, then cancel it, move it. So when I had this open window opportunity, I'm like, I'm doing it. I was hesitant, but just like anybody else would be, but this was my chance to get out, and it was the best thing I ever did. And I wanted my clients to see me travel.
right. Right.
That's
I bet
really
you've
where,
learned a lot. You
oh
travel
my
to the
God.
Dominican Republic quite often. What's different about this trip? And then you got to tell me about Secrets Cap Cana. I've heard wonderful things about it. I don't know that resort personally yet. You're helping me move it up on the bucket list, my friend. But tell me about your experience getting down there and in the Dominican Republic as well.
So this is really not my first time at Secrets Cap Cana. I've probably been here about 5 times. I'm on the advisory board for travel agents for the AM resort properties. So I feel very lucky and to be part of that team. The difference is for my travel this time, typically, obviously leaving from Newark was quite different from my average travel. Typically I do business class, and you usually go on first and get off first, but it was a little different this time. Protocol, first time traveling for me. They masks in the airport. There is no premier check-in. If anybody knows United, knows how they do it, but there was no premier check-in. We had a check-in with everybody else, which was fine. I thought the mask wouldn't be an issue because I don't like to wear masks at all. I don't think anybody really does, but it really bothered me. But I figured I'm going to do this. If I have to travel, I don't care. I'm doing it. So we did it. We got to the gate, and I didn't even know if anything was, you can't even get answers online. Like, I didn't even know if stores were open in the airport. Like at one point you would hear that you can get water, you can't get water, you can bring on food, you can't, like, it's just literally, it's like, you got to guess. It's like a guessing game. So I basically got to the gate and they basically seated coach first, which is weird when you're first class, but they did coach first and then, which makes sense, obviously, which was fine. The flight was fine. The flight attendants were very strict. I was very surprised. You were not allowed to have that mask off. So at one point I got a little nervous because I took the mask off to eat my breakfast bar because I had brought bar. And I got scolded, and I'm like, I look at my husband, I'm like, I follow the rules.
Right.
And my husband was like, he looked at her and goes, she's eating. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, I felt bad, like, but I mean, they were strict. Yeah. They did have the middle seats open now. That started, I think, 2 weeks ago, which I was a little surprised with. I think they really should keep that middle seat open, but that, I don't work for the airline, so I, have no say in that. I did do the VIP in Punta Cana. All of us travel agents know that there's a great thing at Punta Cana Airport, the VIP, which I tell all my clients now that are so afraid to travel with the COVID. You really don't have to see anybody. You literally go from the plane. Everybody goes off by rows. They're 6 feet apart. And then I had a golf cart waiting for me. Whisked me away. Now, normally, even before COVID, that's the same thing. They whisk you away to the concierge level lounge, and they take care of everything for you. Nobody has to do anything. They take all your documentation, everything. They get your luggage. You don't even have to go like really into the airport with anybody. I was segregated from everybody, which was really nice. Now, I did talk to a couple of people because I wanted to know what it was like for people who didn't want to spend the extra money. What they did was typically they take you from the plane and they throw you on a shuttle bus in Punta Cana. Yeah. So they did not do that. They literally make you walk from the plane to the main gate. So nobody had to go on that shuttle bus, which I was hoping, because you can't find this information, like unless somebody goes or you do it yourself. Yeah. And one form. I always give my clients the form, the new COVID form, which obviously we all know things change every day. Right now, it's just a form. There's no COVID tests, and your normal 2 entry forms, your immigration and your entry form.
Sure.
And that was it. I was here in 10 minutes. Yeah. My driver wore a mask. He told me I could take off my mask. We did not. I said, out of respect for you, I'm leaving it on. It was a 10-minute ride. As soon as we got to the resort, welcome home, Miss Tilton, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Please take off your mask. You're on vacation. I was like, wow. Oh, wait, I'm from Jersey.
Right.
We don't take our mask off. But it was really uncomfortable for me to take my mask off. I sat through the whole check-in process. And they said, we wear the mask for you, but we want you to be on vacation. So after I checked in, we took the mask. I've been mask free for like 5 days now. I think 4 days. I don't know. I got here Friday, I think. Nice. I don't even remember. Anyway, it was easy. It was easier than I thought it was going to be if you can get past the whole mask thing.
Right. That is interesting. This is a different perspective than I was expecting. So when you go back home to New Jersey, you're going to be like, wait, we have to wear a mask again?
So yeah, we are really strict at home, and it really is no joke. It was tough. We only had a couple stores open. We still only have several restaurants or just outside dining. They shut down all interior dining. So, and Jersey, as you know, is a colder state. So we don't really have a lot of outside. So me and my husband, my friends, family, we kind of just stay home and lay low. So this trip for me was really, really special. Like, we're really enjoying ourselves.
I'll tell you what, it sounds like this, and the way you're describing the safety and the protocols and the steps in place.
Oh, more than I thought.
Where you need to be.
Yeah, the hotel, I don't know if you want me to get into that now, but the hotel is a little over the top.
Okay.
At dinner, lunch, breakfast, they hand you your silverware wrapped in the napkin with tongs, I swear they're putting it through an autoclave. And if anybody that works in the dental industry or medical knows what an autoclave is, I mean, everything is so sanitized. You cannot walk. Obviously there's antibacterial everywhere. Every restaurant you walk into, it doesn't matter if you have done it or did it or have it in your hand, they're spraying you down. You sit down and all the workers and employees have everything sanitized. The table has notes that it was sanitized, and they're bringing your silverware over sanitized. It's really, and they even keep 6 feet from you. Like, they don't want to get sick either. So, I mean, there's a lot of difference. The gyms are closed here in Punta Cana. Obviously, the state of emergency, that stopped that. I think that was 4 days ago, or Thursday, I think, state of emergency happened or something like that.
Gotcha.
So that's an issue. We like to go to the gym, but you can go walk on the beach or run on the beach, or you find other ways of working out.
Right. It sounds weird that you actually want to work out on vacation, though. What
after
the actual kind of curls I bet you're doing?
I'm doing these kind of curls. So
exactly, Maria.
So now this is my curls.
I love it. No, but I think it's important for you. Again, I'm just going to start. You go back to where we started. I think it's so important for you to have your feet literally in the sand, but talking about the experiences that you're seeing for Americans to know more about what is actually happening, because there's so many questions about that.
It's the not knowing. It's the not knowing.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's important.
Even the people in the pool. When I'm in the pool all day, we are 6 feet. Like, we're so conditioned.
Yes.
In our heads, like 6 feet. I mean, we're all social distancing. Now, I'm in the preferred club section.
Okay.
There's like literally nobody here. So
right?
Punta Cana is 30% occupancy.
Okay.
Hotels. So you figure a hotel like this, we're looking at 200, 250 maybe people.
Yeah.
I think there was 3 couples in this whole preferred club section today. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better vacation.
Absolutely. It's spaced out by nature, by the numbers they're keeping at the resort.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, obviously, who wouldn't like this? I mean, it's like 5-star service, 5-star incredible service.
Everything. Absolutely. So I think I'm going to venture a guess to say you believe the DR is one of the great places to travel to if people really have that hankering to get out.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are like, I mean, yeah, I like to promote Jamaica and Aruba. A lot of things I'm hearing from my clients is they don't want to take, it's the testing that scares them. And I know I talked to a lot of my agent friends and colleagues. You know, the problem is you can take the test here at home in the US, but once you get there, if you're taking their test and you come up as a negative, I mean, they're not letting you in, or they're quarantining you. There's just so much uncertainties on this. My husband, who's never afraid to travel, he didn't tell me until we got to the airport that he was like nervous. I'm like, nervous for what? He's like, well, what if we get to the resort and they said they're not going to let us in? And I was like, hon, I'm not going to go somewhere where I honestly was a little leery on even going to Jamaica, because what if I test positive here, but I go there and I'm negative here, and I go there and I'm a false who the heck knows? This is easy. I don't need a COVID test. It was, it was easy on and off, and there, obviously that could change tomorrow. We all know. I mean, our rules and regulations in our industry are ridiculously crazy. They change every day.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So why do you think, you're talking so much about the Dominican Republic and Secrets Cap Cana and the AM resorts and different destinations, but for the world that you sold over the years, why do you think it's so important for customers to look to a professional travel advisor like yourself, Maria, to book their next vacation?
Well, a good example, I met a couple today who didn't use a travel agent. Oh my God. They got married on Saturday, and they came out, what's today? Today's Monday. So they flew out Sunday. They even called it a shit show. They didn't have an agent. Their grandparents booked it for them. I think they booked it. I don't even want to know. I'm not going to bring names into it, but they didn't have anybody they've never traveled before. They're 22 and 23 years old. Like, they've never really gone anywhere. They had no guidance. They wind up having to go crazy trying to get a COVID test, which they never needed. So that, and before their wedding, so that was crazy for them. They had the wrong documentation with them. A friend downloaded it off the website, which was like from like, I think 2010. I don't even know. She was
Wow.
telling me in the pool today. She said it would have been so much easier if she had somebody that she could have talked to and walk her through everything. She was planning a wedding. It was the last thing that she wanted to do. I'm good, thank you. She was the last thing that she, that she wanted to do was worry about travel. But I think today, if anything, a lot, I always hear, and all my colleagues will agree with me, I'm so sick of hearing travel agents are so 80s and 90s. Yeah, until something happens.
Right.
And they want to know. So but I see it all on Facebook, the Secrets Cap Cana page, the Hyatt Ziva Zalora pages, all the resort pages. And they're all talking about, okay, so they want to know everything that we already give our clients, but they're relying on these people and they're relying on false information that they're getting from hearsay. So absolutely. How do you bring a family to a destination during a pandemic and not have a travel concierge by your side? I know I don't have fees, whatever, I don't down any agent for having fees. If they do, that's great. But I say to my clients, why would you not want free advice and help if I'm the same price as you're going to get online? It makes no sense to me. An advocate by your side.
Exactly. I mean,
so
you named it. And I think there's so much information on these Facebook fan pages, right? And the internet, but there's a huge difference for the knowledge that you bring to your client base.
Well, it's amazing. Half the stuff I read, I'm like, where are these people getting this? This is so not true. Like I said, I'm on the advisory board for AM Properties, and I'm telling you, I'm watching these people talk about things, and I'm going, I don't even know where we're getting it from here. I'm like, it's hearsay. So you have to trust your advisor. They know the best. And, it's getting that word out there to use a travel agent.
Yeah, and you've mentioned it, right? Because we don't know what the future holds. Things are changing every single day, and you're going to be in the know because you have those direct contacts with those resort companies.
Right. And after these 4 months, Scott, really, every day, the rules and regulations, the terms and conditions of these hotels and vendors are changing every day.
Yes.
Can't even keep up. How can someone who's not in the industry understand really what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
Crazy.
That's where you come in, right? And I love this chat and I'm really enjoying it, but I see a beautiful blue sky and beach behind you. I don't want to keep you any more from it, but in the final moments we've got, do you have any other great nuggets of wisdom that our traveling public really needs to know from your perspective and what you've experienced or just in general?
Well, obviously, emotional time for everybody in our industry. 4 months, really difficult time. I decided, and you know what? I didn't want to get travel shamed. A lot of people are talking about, like, you should be more responsible and not travel. Fortunately, I have not come across that yet. I did a Facebook live video on my Facebook. I got a lot of positive feedback from my colleagues. This was the best thing that I can do for myself, was to get out here, have my clients see me traveling, and they're like, wow. So I've gotten a lot of great positive text messages, emails, Facebook messages about, good for you, get out there and live it. And I think if the client or the person who doesn't have to quarantine going back home, because that seems to be like a big problem, there's the quarantining. I don't have to quarantine, I work from home. My husband doesn't have to quarantine, so it was okay for us. But if you can get out, do it now, because the rates are great, and it's the time to go away. It's the beach is all yours. Exactly.
You said the rates are great. The occupancies are low.
It's the best time to travel, like, seriously. And we're all so slow right now. I'm like, I'm actually having a vacation.
Yes, exactly. Unfortunately, you're having a vacation and not working during your vacation.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried because this is going to make us stronger and better. And we're just going to come back. People are going to need us because they're just going to be scared.
Anybody like us in the industry has seen those horror stories of people traveling or had travel plans or were traveling at the exact time the world started shutting down. They didn't even have a phone number to call, When
Right.
you work with a professional travel advisor like Maria, you've got somebody to text and call, and right there, she's going to take care of everything for you, no matter what time of day or night. And I know you've probably got stories about those times that happen during the night, but you're right there for them, and that's what's most important.
Yep. Absolutely. All my clients get my cell phone. If they need me, they know they can get me.
Beautiful. Well, Maria, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Joining me from the beautiful Dominican Republic. There's one of the beautiful staff members walking by with a mask on, keeping it safe. I love it. Get back and order a drink from her real quick for me, will you?
I will. I'm going to fill up.
You got it. Maria, thank you so much for joining Scott's Rad Travel
Thanks, Scott.
Talks. Take care.
Appreciate it.